is all we have. These nice 4 inches, bro.
I've done a lot of magic with 4 inches. And with that 4 inches comes the last day before the race. You guys will see this video after the fact, maybe long after the fact, I'm not sure. But this is gonna be more of a behind the scenes of what it was like to get this car ready to race the Hoonicorn. Obviously we had 2 major setbacks. That's like the Cinderella story about all of this, absolutely crazy. But what we're doing right now is we do have the hood becoming the same color as the rest of the car finally, so it's not so distracting, even though I love the pink. What Isaiah's working on right now is making a duct straight into the turbo. Might as well take advantage of the air while we've got it. Wrapping the hood, getting a hole in the hood to ram air straight into that turbo, give us our best shot. Honestly, you know what? This is the first time where I felt like last night I was at peace. It is what it is. I've got tons of tuning to do, tons of drive time needed, but I feel good. There's all the major pieces there. The car drives straight, it pulls straight. The drivetrain is solid, safe. We've gone through every bolt. We've had every, actually, if anything, you look at the whole half-mile drive as an 8-hour shakedown, shaking the shit out of the whole chassis. So we're working on the truck. I actually bought a lot of cool things for the truck to make it my support vehicle. But of course, it's all Harbor Freight. First of all, simple enough, I got a 100-foot extension cable, which is useless without 120 volts, which is why I got this. Nice little inverter, turns car power, 12 volts, into 120 volts. Well, 750 watts divided by 120 volts gives me what? 7 amps, 6 amps of power. Laptop will be fine, maybe a LED light, charging tons of things. We're good there. So this little thing will end up hooking up to the battery system almost directly on the truck. It's meant to handle something in this range, very simply. So tons of fuses, 2 outlets, USB, that is gonna sit inside of the truck, and this will connect to the outside. We're talking about contingency situations, things that could go wrong. And one of the most important things for me is the tire pressure. The tire pressure on that thing, we're going to be changing it up and down and gonna get so low that we could potentially cause the tires to debead, meaning that we'll definitely have to try and inflate them as fast as possible. So I got this, so we have a gauge with us at all times. You know what it is. The amount you pay is the amount it inflates the tire. I wanted to go with a higher level unit, so that way I'm not sitting there waiting for the damn thing to inflate. I've done that far too many times. This is something I tend to cheap out on, and I pay for every time, because the thinner the gauge of jumper cables, the less amps and voltage that goes through it, and so then you end up just shooting yourself in the foot if you're jumping one car to the other. The host battery could be good, and then the other one still doesn't get enough power. So this is 2 gauge, 20 feet. This was on sale or whatever for whatever, 40 bucks. This is stuff that's gonna stay in the truck, and with that said, the last thing, and this is not my area of expertise, so many of you guys might be shaking your head when you see this, because this is my foray into a new world. A winch. And so with this, it'll pull up to 3,500 pounds of force towards this unit. Higher the amount of force, obviously the slower it's gonna go and the more power it needs. But I wanna have this, so that way, when we have to get that front of the car up onto the front of the U-Haul, and there's only Isaiah and I, we can actually use this to cheat and be like a cheater, basically. That's normally something that goes on the front of your truck, and then you pull ATVs and shit out of mud. This is actually meant for me as like a temporary pull the car somewhere I need it to go. So this all ended up being about 450 bucks at Harbor Freight, and we'll see how it goes. But this is, like I said, all stuff that will stay in just the truck. You look angelic with the light behind you. That's what he looks like to me at all times, saving my run.
You ready for the hole?
This hurts, right. But love hurts.
So I put that guy in there, and right in the center of that. Don't try this at home.
None of this car. Don't try that at home.
Put it in the hole right there. Yeah. Make sure that you're in there. Just tap it. You know, just.
You need lube. You definitely need lube.
And it's the only piece on the car that doesn't have like an inch layer thick of Bondo.
You know what the best part about helmet hair is? Having hair in your helmet. You know, you look at those old F1 drivers, they take their helmet off, they got their long flowing hair, and I'm just thankful I have hair, and thanks to Keeps, that is possible. As you guys know, Keeps is a huge part of my life because it helps me keep the hair that I have. 2 out of every 3 men by the age of 35, and I'm 36 now, almost 37, experience some sort of male pattern baldness. And with Keeps, you can prevent that by keeping the hair you have. They have multiple FDA-approved treatments that allow you to work on preventing hair loss, and that's, for me, something ever since I was 30, something that I focused on, and thankfully have hair to shove under the helmet. Their process took the fear and confusion out of preventing hair loss. I understand more, I can look up more information, I can see before and after pictures. There's just a lot on their website, and the way that they work is very convenient. And on top of that, it's really cost effective. If you're interested in learning more about hair loss prevention, go to keeps.com/RobDahm to learn more. That's KEEPS.com/RobDahm. Back to the video. It does have like multiple layers of paint, but that's okay. Oh, you know what I realized? This hood was Montego blue before it was pink. Just realized that. I just assumed it was primer.
Yeah, blow that hard. Go ahead.
Lucky medallion.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's worth $1.
Show me what you think, because that doesn't look racy.
I have marked right there. That should be the start and center of the turbo opening. Just center that out right there.
And why did we choose this spot?
So we chose the spot because there's like an exoskeleton on the inside of this, and this thing's already flimsy, so I don't want to compromise any of that. I'm trying to get it as center as possible. Straightforward would be best, but there's a nice titanium intercooler pipe that goes right there that just says no.
My mind's telling me yes, but my titanium's telling me no. You know I have a jigsaw for this.
That's exactly what I was going to use.
It feels right to do all this. Just get all this out of the way.
Don't judge if it's not perfect. This is like
this is
5 minutes before we're heading out.
Yeah. I'm glad we're doing this instead of, I don't know, suspension and drivetrain.
This is easy.
I like it.
Oh, this is see the weldability.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's really badass.
Yeah, for a last second thing, that's really well done.
Man.
Yeah, the largest one they make.
Can you see the turbine blade from that angle? I kind of eyeballed it.
It's right there.
My car?
Yeah.
Yeah, my car. That's sweet, man. Where you at?
Oh,
Brother, how are you?
it's
I thought you were about
beautiful.
to beat me up or something. Is that you? What's up, dude? How are you, man? Good to see you again.
Good.
We met a
Oh,
long time ago at TJ's spot. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I love that color and the wide body with it.
Thanks, man. That's why it's so hard to wrap it. I don't want to wrap because I love the color.
Yeah.
We can't take the wrap unless we could drive the car.
Take the car. You want the insurance note? What do you guys want? You can take everything.
Do you know what the difference is between the 1080 and the 2080?
So the 2080 is 3M's revamped 1080. With their gloss finishes on the 2080, they included a cap, which allows you to like not scratch the material. It has like a plastic liner over it.
Oh.
For satin matte finishes, it's really not that different. I'm sure there's some technology differences to it, but as far as color and all that, you guys are gonna be the same. Installability is supposed to be easier. I didn't notice a difference. Should be pretty straightforward. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Brought out, I don't know if I got any tools or anything, but I had them put a little box together for you guys. A clay bar so you can wipe up the surface. Brought out some prep if you guys need some surface prep. Some stickers, some squeegees.
Oh, thank you.
And I got a hat in there for you guys. So
Oh, that's so badass.
if I would have known there was more crew here, I would have hooked you guys up.
Oh, you already are.
There's more than enough.
Yeah.
We're last minute people. I called 3 different shops. And
Okay.
like, we'll get it like next week. I'm like, next week isn't good enough. We're leaving like tomorrow by 5.
We just got finished doing a car in satin dark gray, so I'm like, dude, we gotta have some extra material.
Yeah.
Called the crew and they're like, yeah, we got some. So here it is. Should be enough to do the hood.
Yeah, that is.
And if you guys mess it up, you're done.
Hey, at least half of it will be the right color.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we mess it up. It'll look better than.
We'll do the pink first, so that way you have some Montego blue. You know,
That's right.
That way you're happy.
Yeah. Premium Auto Styling just saved the day. As you see, he's got that sick-ass Supra. Delivered it himself. You know, obviously we're in a unique situation, but he came through. And I met him years ago. I didn't know this. So, very cool. But Isaiah's going to finish up making that duct go in. As you see, it goes right into the turbo. Given the circumstances, given the timing, just like the rear diffuser, it's something very functional that does the job. And it does a good job at trying to maintain the integrity of the look. Obviously, we'll improve and refine from there. But, oh my God, this is happening. Boom. You like that, don't you?
You're not
Snorkel.
racing anymore, bro. Get out of here. You're fine.
Oh my God, that's like the gaudiest way to finish this car up there. Not the fenders, not the stitch on the bumper, no.
Rob, you're out of here, bro.
I misinterpreted your instructions.
Good thing you charged the helmet for me. This is gonna be some of the saddest work.
You mean baddest like bad girl Riri, right?
That's it?
I like it.
Dude, you can see it's straight into there. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to do, but to actually accomplish it is nice.
Yeah, that is badass. We'll actually punch the hole through the middle and then have it wrap in.
Perfect.
So that way,
Even
from
better. Yeah.
vast majority of the angles, it looks fine. I am treating this like it is a customer's car. IPA wipe down, cleaning off the surface like a clay bar sort of thing. We taped off the line. You might see a fake tape line made out of aluminum tape just to really prevent those sharp edges from getting too into the vinyl. But here's a first hint of what the car would look like, all gray. Dark satin gray, for those of you wondering. We are going to take the backing off and give it some heat, pull it, stretch it, and work it from there. So I'm also trying not to upset anything either. Just let it tell me what it wants. You can see there's not much air here because this is the area we had to stretch the most. This is one of the areas that came from, not vinyl, but Expel. But I can always go back to that if I fuck up YouTube again. You never want those little bubbles that I just found. You don't want those ever, other than closer to the edge of this. If you have them in the middle, you just did a really bad job. And I'm sure the really good guys out there can do that, like fix those without much trouble, but why cause that to begin with? Even with some minor blemishes, something pulled up from over here and locked in right there, unfortunately, the majority of this is actually pretty clean. Took a razor blade to the hood, kind of like as if anybody normally would do like almost like a clay bar. So I kind of clay barred the hood with a razor blade, and none of that's air, it's just the hood itself. What you put in is what you get out. You can actually see on this side of the hood, that's all the clear coat peeling up. That's not gonna go away. And that's completely okay. This might come off. It might stay on here forever. It might come off, when we go to do everything else. But there you go. We got some spares for the other vent that we cut previously, and we'll put it on there as well. So let me go ahead and trim all these edges up, and then you guys get to see the finished product. It is time to show you guys the car all one color. So I've left one hole untouched. Oh, can I do it? Come here, kid.
I'm gonna fist that bitch.
Come here. Come here, kid.
Oh, I have to do it professionally, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to cut a hole slightly.
I want to get fist it in there, but. Stop, you're loosening her up. Yeah, let's just. I like to warm it up, like you just. Oops!
Step turbo, what are you doing?
That is the worst work you're ever going to see me do.
You trying to show me something? Wait, what's that?
I'm trying to show you all 13 blades,
Oh, that's so sick. It's something. Way better than it was. God, that hood's sexy. There is a first look. Lift's in the way, that's okay. That's a first look of the car, all one color. Bodywork will come next, but this is, that's a start. This is the moment of finally loading it up for the race. It's the night before, so it's not as to the wire as it has been in the past. And we're not doing any test and tuning tonight, so we're doing it all tomorrow at the race. But there she is. She looks beautiful. I'm very happy. Obviously, everything looks great from about 10 feet away. But we're gonna go ahead and get it loaded up into the truck, spend it overnight in a Holiday Inn. Hopefully nothing gets stolen, and see what happens tomorrow.